the Disney news is on its way.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
We shine the light inside the park. Lights and laughter everywhere.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.
So clear. The Monorail Report is here. Jump aboard and feel the cheer. The Monorail Report is here. The Monorail Report is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is September 11th, 2025. It is Thursday morning, and it's time for the Monorail Report. Welcome to everyone joining us live or on the replay. We appreciate all of your support. Pyle, thank you for joining us. He says, morning, Lawrence. Finally actually got a break from work. Perfect. That lines up with the Monorail Report today. So thank you for joining us. So we're going to cover a little bit of news. We're going to cover some updates to the parks, and we will also cover Beyond the Click, the clickbait section of the show where we talk about those headlines that, I don't know, just boils my blood sometimes. So let's look at some news here. All right, so Disney Cruise Line has delayed the Disney Adventures maiden voyage from December 15th through to March 10th. So, you know, these things happen. Look, I've never been on a cruise at all, right? I'm going in October for the first time, my family. So I'll get to see just the massive size of these ships. And so there was a little bit of delay of 3 months in the work being done for the ship. So, but what they've done is they've essentially given them like 50% off of their next cruise, or allowed refunds for those that had to move them back. These things happen. I'm sure Disney did not want to delay by 3 months, but when you're building something of that size, probably needs to be done correct, and especially as much as they are putting into it. Hello, Purple Pleasure. Hi, Mom. Good to see you, Dianca. So when you're putting that much into this entertainment venue, it's going to take some time. So a little bit of a delay there. Nothing too crazy though, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about it. Let me get so we now know that it's been confirmed that the new castle in Disneyland Abu Dhabi, which is just a placeholder name, by the way, will incorporate water into its design. So this is the original rendering that we saw when they announced the new park. And the Imagineers said one of the first decisions that was made as a company was to think, we're going to create a castle park here. It's a park based on our Magic Kingdom style of storytelling, so that's interesting. Abu Dhabi is a city on the water, and so we're really excited about being able to incorporate water for the first time into the design of our castles. So, there's moats around the castles, but this is going to be very interesting. So I'm very interested to see this very modern take on a castle. So more to come on that as we start to see some of the designs come out. Speaking of castles, there is a new episode of We Call It Imagineering that's on Disney's YouTube channel, so make sure to check that out. This episode is going to be devoted to all the castles around the world and constructing them and the differences between them. So make sure to check that out. There was also an episode on castles from Behind the Attraction. So make sure to check that out also. That's a great series. That one's on Disney Plus. But this one, We Call It Imagineering, is on their YouTube channel. Great. Both of those are great series, and it really gives you some really good behind the scenes looks at what goes into building our favorite attractions. So Blizzard Beach is set to close this week for its annual refurbishment after summer of 2 water parks being open at Disney World. So this was the first time in a very long time that Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon were open at the same time. And that really helped, especially because resort guests got the perk of free water park on their first day. So that sent a lot of people to the parks. And before the 2 parks opened, you only had the 1 park. There were days where the parks would be at capacity. So once both parks opened, that went away. So now typically, I mean, it's getting colder. You're not going to have as many people going to the water park. So I get, that it would close. It normally closes anyway for its annual refurbishment. So there's no reopening date, but Typhoon Lagoon will stay open to guests, both that are getting the free water park day and those purchasing tickets or those that have annual passes. And then Blizzard Beach, I would suspect, will open again late spring, maybe early spring, so that both parks will be open again for summer 2026, because that hotel perk, that resort perk, is coming back for 2026. So first resort day, you do get into the water parks for free. And we actually did it in July when we went. And what we did is we booked 2 separate stays so that we could get the water park because we got there late the first day. So in order to take advantage of it, we booked a second stay for the second part of our trip. Paul says, I wish that the water park perk had been the last day of the trip instead of check-in day. Yeah, I agree. That would have helped us in that scenario. I'll just bring up, just in case anyone doesn't know, you can use the resort pool, go to Disney Springs, go to a park if you have a ticket on your last day, and leave your luggage with baggage services. They will hold your luggage while you are going to Springs, going to the pool, any activity that you want to do on property, you can do that. So if the resort has a pool, which obviously they all do, you can use that pool your check-in day, even before you check into your resort, and check-out day, even after you leave. All right, so let's talk about Muppet Vision 3D and its current status. So Gonzo had been hanging on to the clock there, as you see on the left, and he is no longer there. He has been taken down. Now, we know that a monster show is going into that building. And I'm going to assume that the clock is staying because otherwise, why would they have bothered just taking Gonzo down? They would have just taken everything at one time. So it does appear that the clock will be staying. This is what your sign used to look like, Muppet Vision 3D. This was your marquee outside of the theater. And this is what it currently looks like. So again, why would you bother covering up the sign if you were just going to dismantle it? So I firmly believe, and the new section comes from Dr. Disney, and he believes the same, that the marquee itself is going to be reused. So we'll still have a little bit of Muppet 3D there. I do wonder though, like you hardly saw it because you typically did not use the extended queue off to the right side of that building. And I do wonder, because that was a fun little part of the queue, was kind of play on some movies and stuff like that. So I wonder if they're going to do the same thing and just update it to be Monsters theme. We'll see. You really didn't see that part of the queue for years and years because the show, Muppets 3D was always a walk on. So they didn't use that extended part of the queue. But for the last couple days and certainly the last night, you definitely got to see that extended queue, which is rarely seen. So we'll see. Maybe they do update it. I hope they do. I mean, it's Monsters. It's got to be playful. So over in Pop Century, which is one of my favorite resorts, if you have not stayed there, you really should. I think it's fun for both kids and parents alike. So Pop Century, the lobby is getting a refurbishment, and we have some peeks at what the lobby refurb is going to look like. So you're going to have Disney characters, but it's going to play on the theme of the different decades. So here you have the 60s Daisy with some sunglasses. And I even like that the circles there's also footprints, I would assume, of daisies. And then you also have bowling pins and TV, good old, looks like one of our 13-inch TVs, right, Mom? Black and white TV with UHF and VHF. So you're going to have a lot of that playfulness in the lobby. And it looks to be very, very bright. I haven't been trying to think of the last time I stayed at Pop Century. It's been a little bit. But I do want to head to Pop Century again. Maybe after this is done, maybe that'll be one of the places we stay. Sierra, good to see you. Dianca says, I love Pop Century. Yeah, it's a fun resort. I love taking pictures of all the props all around the resort and everything. And the deluxe resorts are nice. I mean, they are absolutely beautiful. I haven't stayed in as many of those as I have the value and the moderate resorts, but I love the theming of the value resorts. Art of animation, over the top props around Pop Century, same thing, but based on the different decades. And in fact, the first time I stayed in Pop Century, we stayed in the 70s section, which I was born in the 70s, so just made you feel good. Yeah, Pile, I believe me, if I added up all my stays, All Star is definitely the one that I stay at the most. I've stayed at all three. I probably like music more than the others, and I think I've stayed in every music section as well. Oh wait, maybe not Broadway. I think I stayed in country the last time. I don't think I've stayed in Broadway. No. All right, so the Halloween parties are going quick. There are only 6 Halloween parties left that have not sold out. Two of those dates are the end of this month, the 28th and the 30th. And then October 3rd, yeah, that's a good day. 17, 24, and 26 have not sold out. All the other parties have sold out. This is the rainy season for Florida, in case you're not aware. And so some of those parties have been a little wet. They have had to modify some of the parades and shows and attractions because of how wet it is. As you may know, the Headless Horseman does not ride if the pavement is wet, is if it's raining, or if it just rained and it's too wet for him to ride. He does not ride. The parade, I've seen a couple different things that I haven't seen. So, for example, the other night it had rained. It wasn't currently raining, but it had rained earlier, and so they don't do, for the safety of the performers, they don't do choreography. So you'll have the gravediggers not doing their dance. You'll have the Harvest Hoedown section not doing their choreography. And it's actually kind of creepier with the gravediggers because all they do is they just carry their shovels behind them. They're just dragging them along the whole parade route. It's almost creepier. And then I saw a video, might have been on TikTok, that there was actually one parade where the coordinators came out, stopped the gravediggers, and made them turn around and go back. They were in Frontierland. And she came out, got in front of them, stopped them, and made them turn around and go back because there was lightning in the area. So again, hate to see the not full performance, but again, you gotta be safe. Pixar's Elio will officially crash land on Disney Plus on September 17th. So that's next Thursday. Make sure to check that out. That was a fun movie. It was a very cute movie. So if you didn't see it in the movie theaters, or if you did, watch it again. But if you didn't see it in the movie theaters, make sure to check it out. I thought it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. Speaking of movies, this one I'm gonna say is gonna be a big one. Full feature-length Bluey movie will officially hit theaters on August 6th. That is quite a while away from now, but I'm sure it is going to be worth it. At that point, Finley will be 8, so she may not be as into Bluey as she is now. Well, actually, she's not really that into Bluey anymore. But last year and the year before that, it was all about Bluey. It's a good cartoon for parents, especially dads. And there are quite a few dads in a dads group that I'm in that they would watch this on their own. So yeah, that's going to be a good one for sure. All right. Do not trample to get into Home Depot. But I'm telling you, you're going to want to get to Home Depot, even if it's just to see these. They have released pictures of these two Christmas decorations. Absolutely amazing Star Wars themed decor. Darth Vader is 7 feet tall and is holding a candy cane lightsaber and a Death Star ornament in his left hand. And he makes the breathing sound. And then you have Chewie, who is 7.5 feet tall with a candy cane and a Santa hat. I'm telling you, I don't know the prices of these things, but they are going to sell. For those Star Wars fanatics, I can see this being a huge hit. It's that's pretty cool. And apparently it's going to be at Home Depot. Not sure if it's going to be anywhere else, but it will be at Home Depot. So that'll be pretty cool. So I have the pleasure of knowing a Disney legend. And the Disney legend, if you know all the name badges in the parks, are white with blue lettering. David T, good to see you. So they're white with blue lettering. If you become a Disney legend, it is blue with white lettering. And that gets voted on by your fellow cast members. So we have the pleasure of knowing Leah from Hollywood and Vine. She is a Disney legend. And when we first met her in Hollywood and Vine, gosh, what was that, 2 years ago now? We wanted to ask her about it, on camera, and she said that she couldn't because it would bring her to tears. That's how much it still meant to her years after getting it. So, I had posted a story on DSN about Willie, who is the the photographer over in Hollywood Studios, and just all the groups that I'm in on Facebook always post about him way before he got the honor of being a Disney legend. So now he's a Disney legend, and it's just great because he just brings so much joy to people's day just by taking pictures and interacting with them when he's doing it. Makes it way more fun than you would think. So becoming a Disney legend is very big. And there was a new Disney legend that got the honor just this week, I believe it was. Yeah. So we're going to see why that person became a Disney legend. Thank you, Grayson. So you can't help but smile after seeing that type of talent, and he's just amazing. I mean, I don't understand how he does what he does, and like I had asked him to play that. That was back in February of last year, and so I've heard him do Grim Grinning Ghost different times, and it's not always the same. There's a little bit of playfulness to it sometimes. He started out one with, it was Christmas time, and he did Carol of the Bells, and then broke into um, Grim Grinning Ghost. He's done Nightmare Before Christmas, and then mixed it in with Grim Grinning Ghost. So he's just amazing what he does. So glad to see Grayson get that honor, and also very young. Like, he's only been with the company so many years. You know, he hasn't been there 20 years. So it was really good to see him get that honor. So very, very excited for him. And he's such a nice guy. Benjamin, good to see you. David T says Disney Legacy. Sorry, you're absolutely right. I don't know why I keep confusing those. Disney Legacy, because they get the Legacy Award. Thank you. Yes. All right, so let's tackle some of the clickbait news here. I don't know why that said the 23rd of August. Today's not the 23rd of August. All right, so Disney World announces Guardians of the Galaxy ride is getting a makeover this month. So we have heard, I'm just going to say, the most random stories about Guardians of the Galaxy. We heard that it was being flattened. We heard some other nonsense I can't remember. Yeah. So anyway, now Disney World announces that Guardians of the Galaxy ride is getting a makeover this month. This is according to the clickbait headline. Well, I actually have, you know, because we're investigative reporters, right, here at DSN. I actually have the behind the scenes look at this makeover.
What should we play on September 21st? Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play Disco Inferno? Not today. Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play Living with the Land Flute Ambiance? How'd that get in there? Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play September? That's a really good one. Should we play September? Should we play September? Should we play September?
So that's the makeover. Yes, September 21st, they will play September all day long. They did it last year. We expected it to be done this year. Disney announced that, but of course, this headline says that it's getting a makeover. It's not getting a makeover. They're just playing September all day long on September 21st. Yes, Living with the Land Flute would be amazing on that ride. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that on the next live stream. That's gonna be a question: is what song from a ride would work well in Guardians of the Galaxy? What about Soarin'? What about the theme from Soarin' in there? Yeah, we're gonna have to play with that on the next live stream. Catherine, hello, sneaking in from work. All right, I appreciate it. All right, so let's get back here. The rivers of America are flowing again at Magic Kingdom. This, of course, is the headline. Now, our friends in the Disney Streamer Network did show this yesterday. Trying to remember, did Corey get over there? I don't remember if Corey got over there, but I know that Eric got over there, and Thad, the theme park giant, did get over to take a look. And Thad was there first that morning, and man, it was, I I expected there to be water in there because Florida's had some really big storms the last couple days. Kate, good to see you. Amusement Park Pirates, hello. Thank you for joining. Um, so I expected to see some water in the riverbed, but it was much higher. Like there were puddles there last week, and there's a good, I would bet probably a foot of water the entire way around that we could see, which probably also means that it's behind Tom Sawyer Island as well. You know, Florida has taken on a lot of rain, and you have to remember the way that is done is Grim Grinning Ghost. That's a good one, David T. Um, the way that's done, you know, it's a bowl because it essentially is a retention pond for all the storm water. And so the way it's built, it's going to collect water. So they'll have to do some pumping of that river again. And you know, I'm in new construction, and I've seen those type of delays all the time. Weather will wreak havoc sometimes on construction. And Disney teases Splash Mountain's return, and fans are going wild. There's your headline. So I had to look at this one. A lot of times I can look at their headlines and I can tell, like Guardians, I knew right away. This one I had no idea. This one, they picked up, someone tweeted, Tammy, good to see you. Someone tweeted that in the offices in Disney, and they just said the offices, we don't know whose office or what department or anything, that there is stuff about Splash Mountain. There's props, there's artist renderings, blueprints, whatever, right? I mean, let's not forget that this was an attraction that was built, Splash Mountain. Built a couple times, right? Tony Baxter, like these folks did a lot of work to build this ride. So there are certainly props somewhere, you know, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, they're probably somewhere. Just saying. So anyway, somebody tweeted that there is stuff. Do you call it tweeting still? Even though it's X now? Whatever. So there's props somewhere, right? In Disney offices. I would imagine so. So the tweet said that there are props there and blah blah blah. And so could Splash Mountain be making a return? Splash Mountain is not going to make a return for multiple reasons. But it's just not gonna make a return. So let's put that aside. And it, first of all, Disney didn't tease this. It was one tweet from essentially a random person. Could the person work for Disney? Maybe, but it wasn't like some, you know, Bob Iger didn't come out, Josh D'Amaro didn't come out and tweet that. So I don't know why. And if Disney really wanted to do that, they've done that before. If you remember during Enchantment, oh gosh, I forgot his name. The singer of Happily Ever After. Jordan? Somebody in chat tell me his name. Tweeted a video of him singing Happily Ever After or something like that. And so that got people excited about it. And then sure enough, it returned. There's ways to tease stuff like that. Some random person showing off some props that they have, that's not going to be the way to tease that. It's just not going to happen. So, and then fans are going wild. I'm sure somebody saw that and there were like 5 people that went wild. But let's not make it out to be like, you know, all of a sudden everybody's showing up at Magic Kingdom, you know, for the return of Splash, which is not happening. Sorry. All right, so let's take a look at who's coming up. So right now on the multi-view, by the way, this is an actual app on my desktop. So if you go to your if you go to dsn.disneystreams.com, it will prompt you to download this desktop app, which I absolutely love. One click on my desktop, and I have Jordan Fisher. Thank you. One click on my desktop, and I have the DSN up and running. All right, so I can, of course, click on Theme Park Giant here. He is at Busch Gardens, folks. When's the last time you saw somebody stream at Busch Gardens? When this show ends, head over to Theme Park Giant and check out Busch Gardens. In fact, if you're watching on my YouTube channel, I'm sending you directly over there when this ends. Busch Gardens, folks, you don't get to see Busch Gardens often, but the way Thad has his setup, he can go on these roller coasters that people don't go on. So make sure to check that out. Here's the Monorail Report, which is the show we're on right now. We're not going to start that. And then at at 1:30, you have Magic Adventures over at Magic Kingdom for Patriot Day. So they're going to celebrate Patriot Day. They will, I know they've mentioned seeing the flag retreat, and I'm assuming they're going to do Hall of Presidents as well, and some other things to kind of celebrate Patriot Day. So that'll be very nice to see today. Now here, if you click the hub page, it will bring up the entire list of who's going to be live today. So you can plan your whole day right around this. So as I said, we are live now for the Monorail Report. Theme Park Giant is at Busch Gardens. You have Magic Adventures, as I mentioned, at 1:30. It's very funny because their time doesn't just say 1:30, it says 1:30 and 12 seconds. I don't know how theirs does that. Interesting. April from A Bouncing Journey is going to be live over at Epcot today at 4 o'clock. Sierra, who was just in here, she's going to be live over at Magic Kingdom tonight at 6 o'clock. Score Jason's going to be at Magic Kingdom also at 6 o'clock. The 927 is live at 7. Victor Naraki, who's one of our new channels in the network, Victor Naraki is going to be talking about the truth about living near Disney World. That is also at 7 o'clock. So make sure to tune into that. That should be pretty cool. He's going to have one of his clients who moved there to be near Disney World checking in with him on the show. Berry Place 28 is going to be live for Oogie Boogie Bash at 9:30 Eastern Time. And Amusement Park Pirates is going to be live talking about the Halloween season and Destination 23. That'll be at 11 o'clock our time, 8 p.m. their time. Then, just to mention, tomorrow morning, if you get up early and you want more Disney fun, you are going to be able to see Disneyland Paris at 5 a.m. Eastern with Murray's Adventures, which is another one of our new channels. So we are trying to expand and bring you a lot of Disney content, and we've added Disneyland Paris in there. And so he is going to be live for a Disneyland Paris tomorrow at 5, then again, I guess at 10, and then at 5. So I guess he's breaking up his streams. So yeah, there you have it. Make sure to go to the hub page. You can plan your entire weekend just by checking out that hub page and finding out who is going to be live on the Disney Streamer Network. So make sure to check out the Disney Streamer Network, dsn.disneystreams.com. We also have a Facebook page. We have a group that I created now on Facebook where you have content creators and viewers being able to share ideas and get to know each other. So make sure to check out that group. That is Disney Live Streamers. That's the name of that group. All right, so that's going to do it here for us. Today is September 11th. Please make sure to check out Magic Adventures, who, as I said, is starting at 1:30. They're going to take you all the way through the end of the night over at Magic Kingdom, but they're celebrating Patriot Day by doing some patriotic things. That flag retreat ceremony is always amazing, but on days like this, I got to see it on Veterans Day. So it's always amazing, but certainly on holidays like this or special days like this, just means a lot more. So make sure to check them out, and I'm sure they will do Hall of Presidents as well. You have a couple suggestions of channels. Paige, if you have channels that you think should be added to the network, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram, Disney Streamer Network, or Park Bros, either one. You can email me at disneystreamernetwork@gmail.com. If you have new folks, I'm working on 2-3 more that I'm trying to get settled in. One of them from Disneyland Paris, one from Disneyland California, and a Disney World streamer as well. We also met a TikToker yesterday that we think TikTok might be the next expansion of the Disney Streamer Network, because they bring a different viewership than those of us on YouTube. So we're gonna look into that. But she's a very nice creator. I've looked at a lot of her other stuff. I watched her stream last night and think she does a good job. So so we'll see. There's a lot more ahead for the Disney Streamer Network. Remember, we only started June 4th. We're only a couple months into this, so 5 years from now, just imagine what the Disney Streamer Network will be. So, and you're all here for the beginning of it, so I appreciate that. All right, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Go out there and do something kind for each other. Let's listen to each other rather than just shutting each other out. Listen to each other's opinions, because you might just learn something from each other. All right, everybody, have a great day. And yeah, thank you, Paige. Yeah, just DM me. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for the network, anything that you'd like to see, anything you think we should be doing different, just let us know. All right, head over to Theme Park Giant over at Busch Gardens. I know I'm gonna be watching right now as soon as I hit end. Good night, everybody. We will see you next Thursday for the Monorail Report.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.